up, nerds and nerdettes and wee little nerdlings all? It's your buddy Big Johnny G, the Two Gun Pixie presents Legendary Gaming. Happy Thursday, everyone, and welcome back to Two Gun Pixie. Thanks for checking us out. Thanks for subscribing. So today we're bringing you another episode of Grand Central Shoutout. This is a series I started doing because I want to give a shout out. I do. And I think that this is another company that more people, more gamers need to know about. Now, right up front, I just want to say that this is one of the few companies I actually deal with as a reviewer. What I mean is, they send me stuff. Almost everything you see on my channel is self-supported. But in this case, this company, they do enjoy sending us games and they enjoy watching Two Gun Pixie showcases of their titles. But that has nothing to do with the fact that I still honestly believe that this company needs a spotlight put on them. So that's why I want to give them a shout out. So let's get down to the table and we can start talking about FunDaMental games. And here we are. Thank you so much for joining us down here. So, yes, the game I would like to put a spotlight on and let everyone know about is a gaming company called FunDaMental Games. FunDaMental Games, and they're out of Olds, Canada. Now, the publisher of the games, the head of the company, the producer and designer, guru of the games, Wesley Woodbury, I first encountered, actually, I believe it was through Facebook. Now, it might be hard to believe, but I do get a little shy about a few things. And one of them is asking for handouts. And what I mean is asking for a free game. I know I'm going to be doing them a favor, usually, if it's something that's enjoyed, by doing these videos. But I always have a problem with asking to be given something. But this time, I saw this small tucked box game of dragon battles. Fixed deck. Not anything you got to chase down, right? Not a collectible card game. And they were looking for reviewers. So I put my name in the hat, so to speak. And after watching some of our videos, Wesley Woodbury thought he would enjoy seeing his titles, his products, his games right here in Two Gun Pixie. So that's how I ended up getting involved with FunDaMental Games. It's one of the few companies that I actually do get free copies of to showcase. But that hasn't changed my opinion that every single one of the games that they have come out with, that I have produced and I have played, I would enjoy playing. Regardless of whether it was given to me as a gift, I bought it in the store, or just happened to be at a friend's house or a gaming cafe that had it. These games have all given me a lot of fun. Me and the 20-Sided Warriors have enjoyed this title, this company, ever since Duel of the Dragons. Now, this was also an opportunity for me. I was just starting to really try to build up my one-player gaming collection. So being a 1/2-player game, it was perfect. And got a copy, I play the game. We did a couple of 2-player games with the 20-Sided Warriors, even did a round-robin situation with it, and we loved it. played fast, it played smooth. It had a very fun and unique system of how combat went for the rounds, and the placement of damage cards or attack cards. That is placing them around your main dragon that you're playing was so very fun and interesting. And it's still played. I still play it solo. It's a great game. I am so happy that it's part of the shelving collection here. But that isn't where it all stopped. It was a success, and for whatever reason, whether it was something that was already planned or was because of the success of Duel of the Dragons or some combination or something else, I don't even know, that was not going to be the end of FunDaMental Games. After that first game, Wesley Woodbury quickly jumped right back into the Kickstarter market, and he did it with a title called The Legends of Novus. Instead of being a small tucked box of cards, this was a world expanding adventure of epic proportions. Now, I love dungeon delves. Hell, I cut my teeth when I was 8 years old on the Tom Mulvey basic set, okay? I love a good dungeon delve. But there's something about world exploration in a fantasy setting that makes it more epic than a dungeon delve can be, really. And that was captured beautifully, I thought, when FunDaMental Games came out with the Legends of Novus. There's actually a fun connection to one of the main boss villains. The dragon can also be found in Duel of the Dragons. It's a cross-world situation. It's not happening in the same universe, but it is a nice little touch that you get one of the dragons from Duel of the Dragons. You get to see and fight. You could have just used him in a battle and won, maybe. And now you're going to play Legends of Novus, and you got to kill him. Really cool. So I've played this game a ton of times. There's a bunch of videos I have on it already. It does not stop delivering. It is probably my #1 favorite world exploration style fantasy game. And because of that, it is one of my favorite fantasy games in general. And I'm looking forward to seeing more from this world. But instead of immediately just jumping on his own bandwagon and riding the popularity of Legends of Novus, which could have very easily been done with a series of expansions following it immediately to jump on its success. No. Wesley already had another idea he was working on, another fantasy idea that he brought to Kickstarter, and successful, of course, again, because it's FunDaMental Games. Well, really. And this game is sitting right here. That's just a review copy for Die in the Dungeon. Now, I have played both RPG style and board games before where there is that reverse element. And I love it. It is so much fun to have that reverse element in the game where you are playing a dungeon delve, but instead of being the party of adventurers, the elf, the dwarf, the human, the wizard, the gnome, warforged, tiefling, warlock, whatever. No. You're the monsters. Yeah. Then even more powerful monsters summoned and captured and put inside his dungeon to protect his stuff. And it's your job to kill those adventurers. Whoa! So yes, I got the review copy. I played it a bunch of times. There's, I think right now, 2, or at the time of the dropping of this video, maybe a third that's actually on video and been dropped already of this game. It is fun. It is fantastic. There are different levels that are set into the game, so to speak, for you to play from a beginner right up to expert. You can sort of do a campaign style that way through it by stringing things together. You can it's solo. It's a solo game. It's a solo game. You can play 2 players. It plays a little bit differently, not a hell of a lot. But you can make your own adventures. You can build your own maps with this. You can be the DM setting everything up before the game even starts. And it is so much fun. I mean, right there, just picture everything I just said about the game. How does that not mean replayability? Almost infinite, if it wasn't for the number of characters, obviously, that you can play through. But this is the kind of game, and this did great on Kickstarter. Everything in my mind adds up to expansions. I mean, I can see an expansion for Duel of the Dragons, but it's not needed. It's not necessary. It would be fun. I would enjoy it. I would play it. But I could live without it. Okay, to be honest with you, I could live without an expansion or a second deck on Duel of the Dragons. The one is good. But for Legends of Novus and Die in the Dungeon, how can I not want to expect expansions for these two games? I hope that whatever is next that FunDaMental Games and Wes is putting out is going to be another mind-blowing fantasy game. And I'm going to be happy. But this, and Legends of Novus, which I actually have all the way up here, you can't see. Because there's no more room in my general fantasy section, so I put it in the D&D section. Even though it's not D&D, there is a 5e Novus book that he made available. So I'm kind of cheating a little bit by putting it in the D&D section. It's right up here. Actually, let me see. It's right there. Oh, there it is. Right above Vault of the Dragon. Right above. I got my finger there. All right, and that little journey is done. No, but they are. They're really great games. They're fun games. Every single thing I've been sent, I have desired to play more of. Wanted to play again, a second, a third, a fourth time. And look at me, I just went on a rant about how I'm expecting, not wanting, expecting expansions for 2 or 3 games that this company has already put out. Looking forward to it. So if you have not witnessed the crit hit, this Nat 20, that this company keeps rolling with each of their games, you've got to see it. You know, it is a lot like playing Dungeons and Dragons or Pathfinder or any other D20 based RPG. If the DM doesn't see that D20 rolled, he's always, or she is always going to question whether that really was a Nat 20. So I want you to find out more about Die in the Dungeon and Legends of Novus and one of these little tuck boxes here is Duel of the Dragons. I want you to find out more about them on your own, not just what I say. Go to the websites, go to the Facebook pages, go to see what other reviewers have said about these games. Watch their playthroughs. Just learn more. Watch the Nat 20 that they roll. Thank you very much, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed this video. There's more. There's like over 12 or 1,300 up already. So I hope to see you again. Please, everyone, remember to subscribe. I'm your buddy Big Johnny G for Two Gun Pixie presents Legendary Gaming, and my friends, I am out of here.